Hey guys, welcome to the In the Game Room podcast. I wanted to give you guys a quick look at the new thermo resin Siocast miniatures from Rubicon Models. We got the first ones in today, and I have not opened this up yet, but I want to take a look at them. For those of you who don't know what Siocast is, it's a type of thermoplastic that is injection molded into soft rubber molds in the same way that metal is done in spin casting. It's a similar technique, except it's not centrifugal casting or spin casting. It's an injection molding process. And the rubber molds are significantly cheaper than the metal molds that are used in your normal injection molding to make models like this. In order to make a model like this, it's a significant investment in tooling, so it has to be a very high volume product. Smaller volume products, such as a machine gun team, have typically been done in metal, and now they're starting to be done in this Siocast material, which is every bit as detailed as metal, a little cheaper to produce, and very nice to work with, I've heard. This is going to be my first experience with this material. So let's have a look at it. So basically what we get here is, well, there's two loose arms, and then a sprue with one body, a head, and a leg, and an M16. And then this is the laying down M60 gunner. His two arms, body, looks like a bipod, the M60, if I didn't already say that, and the ammo belt. The miniatures themselves look really nice, very well detailed. The M60 machine gun looks really good. I like it. And the hands are molded in, but the arms are not. So I like this. You'll be able to put the arms on the guy's body, and you don't have to worry about the hands. A lot of models, plastic and metal, the hands, if they're molded in the open position, they're often opened up really far, and then you put the weapon in there, and they don't look like they're closed around it. When they cast them like this, the hands are really nicely closed around the grip and the stock. So those look pretty cool. So the thing with Siocast is that it's a plastic, but it has a little bit of flex to it. Not a lot of flex, because if you have too much, paint could peel off. So it just has enough flex that you're probably not going to, break a gun barrel. And like I said, at the same time, you're not going to have, the paint peeling off. So these look really good. This guy's got a cool belt with a bunch of pouches on it. I hope you guys can see this as well as I can. Looks like he's got he's wearing a flak vest, I think. These guys are actually Marines. I might find a way to make them look more like Army, because I have I think I showed you this in the last video, the box of U.S. Army plastic infantry. I've just started putting just a couple of them together. I got a couple of guys here, you can see, just dude walking with an M16 and a guy firing an M16. So I'd like to add a M60 machine gunner team to these guys. So I'll see what I need to do to make them look like they're not Marines, and maybe I might have to take a few heads from the U.S. Army ones and then use them on these guys. So a lot of their equipment is very similar. So they look great. I haven't worked with this material yet, so it's going to be a new experience for me. Interestingly, I don't know if you guys can pick this up or not, but on the arms where they meet the torso, there's two little dots here, raised dots, one larger than the other. And if you look at the model itself, indentations that match those dots. So if you're putting those arms on this guy, which you're going to be doing, they'll automatically index in the right position. So you're not going to get them all out of whack, which is really good news, because I'm going to tell you right now, the one and only drawback I see with this material is that you can't use plastic model glue with it. You're going to have to use a CA. And the thing I don't like about CA on miniatures is that oftentimes you'll be like putting an arm on and you don't have it in exactly the right place, and the glue goes off and you're stuck there. This is going to make it so much easier to get that piece in the right spot the first time. And I really appreciate that. That's pretty cool, because that's the one reservation I had about this material, and not just from Rubicon, but from all manufacturers that are using Siocast, is I don't like using CA. I've been a commercial model maker my whole life. I've literally used dozens of gallons of CA in my career, so I know how to use it. I'm not scared of it. I just don't like it. I really don't like it. So that's really cool news. I didn't even expect that. But the leg here, hopefully you can see that, has the same thing, has the two raised dots that are different sizes. And then on the bottom of the figure, you can see the same indentations there. So it's going to be really easy to get them in exactly the right spot the first time. So that's actually kind of exciting. I probably sound a little excited about that, but that is what I was worried about. I was worried about putting a drop of CA, putting the arm on, and then finding it's not aligned properly, and then it looks like ridiculous with the guy holding his gun a weird way. So I'm going to stop the video right here. I'm going to cut one of these guys off the sprue. Just going to do what little tiny bit of cleanup needs to be done. You can see there's a few little, what do we call these things? I think they're runners. It makes the injection process work better if the resin has somewhere to go. You just snip those off, and then I'm going to put one together and just see how it goes, and I'll come back and show you.
A few moments later.
All right, guys, we're back. Got this guy put together. I didn't put the head on because, like I said, I might use one of the U.S. Army heads, but it went together really easy. I was right about the locating pins in the shoulders and in the leg. They make it impossible to put the arms or the legs on and not be aligned properly. There are, just like in any other miniature, whether it's injection molded or centrifugal cast metal, there are mold lines and they need to be scraped. The material does scrape real nicely. There's the tiniest little gap in his shoulder here, and a tiny little gap where the leg meets the body that I'm going to put a little putty in. That's totally to be expected on any kind of model, whether it's metal, injection molded, or Siocast. So, and that might just be me and my sloppy quick assembly so I could get this done and show you guys. I didn't glue on the ammo here. I just kind of laid it there. This will be the guy that's feeding the M60, but I'm very impressed. The proportions on the figures are in line with their injection molded stuff, which is kind of a happy medium between pure 1/56 scale and the 28 millimeter stuff you're used to seeing from other companies. They'll go fine together with just about everything. You're going to find that they're probably a little more slender, a little more realistically proportioned, but I like that. And I don't like all my guys in one army to look like they're all clones, so these can probably mix and match with other companies if there's, I know that there are other companies that make, Vietnam era and Cold War era Marines and Army dudes, so they should mix just fine. But overall, I'm super impressed. I think they look great. They went together good. The Siocast plastic takes CA better than metal does, in my opinion. Another problem with metal miniatures is you put a drop of glue on, put two parts together, and then one of them just falls right off again. This stuff seemed to stick and hold right away, so that made me happy. So there you go. first impressions, they're great. I'm happy they went this route. I think what this is going to do is it's going to give us a lot of miniatures like this that wouldn't necessarily show up in a injection molding sprue like this in mass production. So we're going to get more support teams, mortars, light machine guns, snipers, things like that, because they'll be able to make those in this resin in lower production numbers and still be worth their while to do. So I think it's a win for everybody. So there you go. There's Rubicon Models, my first Siocast miniature from them. And if I get this, I might have to zoom out a little. This one is the U.S. Marine Corps M60 machine gun team. Like I said, I think I'm going to make it Army by just using one of the heads from this Army sprue over here, and we should be fine. So next I'm going to put together the dude laying down with the machine gun, and then I'll get on to painting this. But for now, I just want to let you guys know that we have these in the store. I think there's about 8 different packs available right now. 3 of them so far in the U.S. Marine Corps series, the light machine gun, the mortar, and the sniper team. There's a couple of North Vietnamese kits in Siocast as well, and they even started doing some World War II stuff. I think they're the dudes in the back of one of the British trucks. I don't want to say the name because I'll probably get it wrong. But anyways, we have them all in stock now, ready to ship, and I'm impressed. I like them. I think it's a great addition to the line, and I'm going to get some more. So there you go, guys. That's your first look at Rubicon Models Siocast miniatures. Until next time, keep on gaming.